All right. In this unit, we'll be looking at mixtures. Okay. So these are some of the things we're going to be looking at in the entire unit. But for this lesson, I'm going to be focusing on the fact that most materials are mixtures and the chemist classification of matter. That is going to be our focus in this lesson right here. So, what is a pure substance? A pure substance is a material that consists of only one type of element or compound. For example, pure iron, pure water, uh, for example, pure carbon, pure hydrogen. So you only have one type of element or one type of compound. Okay. So that is what is classified as a pure substance. Now, on the other hand, a mixture is a collection of two or more substances. For example, when you have coffee, coffee is actually a mixture of coffee beans, sugar, and water. Okay. And a mixture also can be separated by physical means. Physical means are stuff like filtration. Like let's say you have let's say iron that is mixed with let's say sulfur. So iron can be attracted to a magnet while sulfur cannot be attracted to a magnet. So if you bring a magnet near that mixture, what you're going to see is that the iron atoms are going to be attracted to the magnet, and then you'll be able to separate the iron from the sulfur. So that's an example of separation using a physical means. Because okay, so uh, for example, this is an example of a mixture right here. So I was talking about coffee. You have sugar that you add to the coffee and all of that. So this is a pure substance like pure sugar, right? But when you add, this is an example of a mixture right here, because you see different type of molecules are present here, but you only have one type of atom or one type of molecule right here in the mixture. Okay. So this is how we classify matter. So matter can be classified as pure substance and mixtures. So on the one hand, you have pure substances, and on the other hand, you have what? Mixtures. Now, for pure substances can either be elements, which means they're made up of just one type of atom, like pure gold, like pure sulfur, like pure nitrogen. These are all elements. And on the other hand, pure substances can also be what? Compounds, like the table salt that we use in cooking is called sodium chloride, or carbon dioxide or ammonia. These are compounds, right? Why mixtures can be classified as homogeneous mixtures or heterogeneous mixtures. Again, we're going to look at what they mean. So an example of a homogeneous mixture will be what? The mixture of salt and water. So when you mix water and salt, you realize that as soon as the salt or the salt dissolves into the water, you will not be able to make a difference which one is the water and which one is the salt, right? And for example, if you look at the gas that we breathe, do you have you ever noticed that that is a mixture? When you look at that air that you breathe, can you make a difference between which one is which? You can, because that is a uniform mixture, a mixture that is evenly distributed throughout. Okay. Now, when you're talking about heterogeneous mixtures, what do you see? You can see mixtures like sand and water. Okay, so when you mix sand and water, they will not be uniformly distributed. You can still tell which one is the sand and which one is the water. If you mix oil and water, they don't mix evenly. You will still be able to see the oil separated from the water, or you will still be able to tell which one is the salt and which one is the water. Okay. Now you also have a suspension. Okay, so like when you have milk, when you look at milk, or when you put milk in water, or when you look at milk, you realize that that's an example of a suspension right there. Okay, so it is not as uniform as the air, for example. So pure material consists of a single element or compound, while impure materials or mixtures consist of two or more elements or compounds. Mixtures may be heterogeneous or homogeneous. In heterogeneous mixtures, the different components can be seen as individual substance. Okay, while in homogeneous mixture, the composition is the same throughout. So let's look at these examples of mixtures right here and pure substances. This is an example of a mixture, a pizza. Okay. Pizza is an example of a mixture, as you can see right here. Look at granite right here. These are all heterogeneous mixtures. Okay. These are all heterogeneous mixture. Now, if you look at now, air is an example of a homogeneous mixture. Clear water, clear sea water is an example of a homogeneous mixture. Okay, when you look at white gold is an example of a homogeneous mixture. Okay, so homogeneous mixtures, again, we're talking about solutions. All components are in the same phase, while for a suspension, you have different components in different phases. Now, let's check out this question. In the air, is the air in your house a homogeneous or a heterogeneous mixture? Of course, we will say it is a heterogeneous mixture because of the dust particles it contains. So pure air is a homogeneous mixture. But the one that we have in our homes or around us is usually a heterogeneous mixture. Why? Because you have dust particles in the air alongside the air itself.